All right, y'all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I am your hostess, Lil Foxy, aka Seven Wonder, CEO and founder of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. You all, it is official. Hassan Campbell is out of the hospital. Before we get into it, let's go ahead and do what we always do. Let's give our thanks, you all, because on my way when I was driving, I saw an accident and I was actually in the process of making some videos talking about these things when Hassan Campbell, I got the notification while I was browsing the internet and found out that he was actually live a few moments ago. And by his estimation, he might come back on live later again tonight around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to make this quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I was in the process of actually preparing some material, examining what was the mindset of Hassan Campbell and how abuse can affect or impact people as a whole, especially within the melanated community that has undergone abuse. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, child, adult. Everyone is traumatized by abuse, you all. So we do need to take it seriously because there are a lot more of people out here that have undergone some type of attack, assault, trauma, abuse, haven't gotten over things from childhood. And I just want to give a special thanks, to all my spiritual warriors, ancestors, the universe, for keeping me safe and protecting me. Because I've been through a whole lot this year and over the course of my entire life, especially into my adulthood. Also, I did want to say that I'm, just thankful that throughout my travels, that I remain safe and protected as well. You all, like I said, I saw a car accident when I was out driving earlier, and that just put a lot of things into perspective. I did make a video about it, and maybe I'll release it later. But in the midst of all of this, my freaking camera lens cracked. It cracked. It fell straight on the camera lens. It cracked the lens, and I can't focus in and out. And I was very, very upset. I started not to even make any more videos because of my mood, because this camera was quite expensive, you all. And I've had it since January 2019, and I take really good care of my stuff. A lot of times when I go live, I use that camera to actually live stream as well. But without any further ado, I also make my videos with that camera. But material things can be replaced. We cannot. So let's just keep that in mind. So without any further ado, I'm going to come on camera, show my face, show y'all what I'm looking like today. I do have the microphone in my hand, you all. Okay. Check out the BGAB Brown Girls Are Beautiful hoodie. You know what I'm saying? You know how to get one of these. Just hit me up if you're interested. That is BGAB_TV. You can follow me on Instagram. Also, I have Cashapp. That's BGABClothing. That is $BGABclothing. And I got this little scarf on because I was trying to hold my edges down, y'all. So that's what this is about. But yes, I had gotten and I was collecting material to go over the whole Hassan Campbell situation because, it caught my attention. I do watch his content and his material, not every single live, but he's very entertaining and he is a deep thinker. There are a lot more people out here that are suffering with mental depression, just torment and torture within the mind. And I think we all have been there a time or two where we just feel like we don't want to face the world. So, for everybody that's making jokes and all of these, antics that are taking place on the internet, I feel that we should all act like adults. But that doesn't mean that people should be disrespectful, to people or go out there disturbing the peace either. We need to be mature about how we handle things on the internet because you do have people watching. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get into what Hassan Campbell was talking about just a few minutes ago when he went live, y'all. So here we go. And I do have some thoughts about what he said. Yes, here it is. It says, did Mr. Checkmate try to line me up? Now, do you all know who Mr. Checkmate is? Mr. Checkmate was his friend that was with him in the hospital, you all. That's who he's referring to when he says Mr. Checkmate. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Let me start this video off by giving thanks to all the people with your prayers, your good thoughts, your good energy. Let me give thanks to the people out there that believe in me and gave me the mental support that I need and needed at this moment. Let me take the time out real quick to thank God Almighty
this season. Vistaprint has everything you need to create holiday magic. And with
All
up to
right,
50% off,
so
you'll
they
blow
have a
minds.
commercial that just popped up on the screen, as you can clearly see. So we're just going to pause. I'm going to mute that right now, and we're going to skip it. And we're going to get on with the rest of this video. Okay. And please forgive me. I don't know what's going on
for
here.
showing me my purpose in life and letting me know that I still have work to do. Now, with that being said, that morning, first of all, I want to set the record straight with Mr. Checkmate, right? AKA Juju. I see dudes up there trying to put his credibility, his character at that moment in time with me going through a mental meltdown. I was broken. I was depressed. And I was like a suicide bomber on a suicide mission. I left out of my house that morning. Couldn't barely walk.
All right, y'all. Just, for sake of copyright claims and things of that nature, I'm going to add some commentary here. But it was very obvious when we watched that video that he wasn't in his right state of mind. You could see the demeanor on his face, that he did not look like he was in the right frame of mind. I don't know what transpired in his head. I don't know if he got triggered. All we know is that he started talking about the Bambaataa situation and the Cassie and Diddy situation and their settlement and that whole scenario. But like I said, this is not the first time he has gone out into the world and done these type of antics. So sometimes there's a way, that the creator or the universe does things to get your attention. And if you don't listen, it can be your untimely demise. So we'll see what happens from here. Let's see what Hassan had to say about this situation, y'all.
Deep state depression. On my way to Bronx River. Juju, aka Trouble, aka Mr. Checkmate. He hears my voice over the phone early in the morning. Phone conversation I don't even really remember. And he asked me where I was at. And when he realized what was on my mind and the state of mind that I was in, that man was vomiting and diarrhea at the same time. He had a stomach virus. Immediately, he gets on the phone and start calling other brothers up and head dead directly to Bronx River. The only thing that he had in his pocket was a cell phone. He didn't have no time to go get gripped up. He was in
All right, so he's addressing everybody. I guess that was in the comment section, and they're saying, "Oh, what did your man do? Why didn't he get back at him? He didn't have anything. Why didn't he shoot? Things of that nature." That doesn't seem like the demeanor or the type of attitude the guy had. I think he was really there to just try to look out for Hassan's safety. That seemed to be the consensus of what I observed in that video. And, luckily he did have him there by his side because he went out there by himself and he was completely out of his mind. So, luckily he did have him there.
mentally prepared to get gripped up. All he knew is that he heard hurt and pain and then saw me live in the projects with hurt and pain. And instead of him sitting up there and watching in 3D with his glasses on, he said, for the first time, all the meltdowns I had a bunch of meltdowns. This wasn't the first one. I had a bunch of meltdowns. But this meltdown right here, his instincts and his guts kicked in, and he made his way to Bronx River Projects. And when he got to those projects, he got there and he got to look and see action getting ready to take place. And all he could do was say, brother, come on, as those shells started flying.
All right. So I think he's referencing the very end of the video when he called Hassan's attention and he said, walk off. And Hassan turned around. Hassan was like, yeah, I see. He was like, no, walk off. And I guess when Hassan turned around, that's when those two guys were walking up on them. And Hassan turned around. He had the hat on. He said, who that? The video cut out. I believe that's the moment that something transpired. And then we saw the video cut back in when Hassan was in the car. Now, it never appeared that he was shot in his right shoulder because of the way that he was maneuvering the steering wheel, beeping the horn. He had a lot of rotary movement of his arm. He didn't seem to be in pain. And maybe the adrenaline rush had kicked in, so he couldn't feel the pain and he started feeling it later. I'm not really sure. And then again, I still question why didn't his friend drive him to the hospital unless he can't drive. Some people don't have a license. They've never driven before. I don't know. That could have been the case. But whatever was going on, it was avoidable. Let's just say that. But hopefully he has learned a valuable lesson here, you all.
Now, my reason for saying this is to say, for you to understand again, I was going through a mental meltdown, breaking down. That was a one-way trip for me. I didn't go to Bronx River to air it out, to clear it out. I went to Bronx River to tow it and let them finish a job. My plan was to meet my mother in that state because I wasn't in my right mind. I was hurting, grieving inside, and in an ugly state due to drinking the devil's piss, aka alcohol. It put me in a bad state. And in the process of that.
Okay, so he's admitting that he had been under the influence of alcohol, as many people on the internet had already proclaimed. He was not in his right state of mind. So early as 11 a.m., he had already been intoxicated. This would point to someone that has a substance abuse problem, you all. And I'll say this as well. Anybody that gets like that when they drink can be very dangerous, especially to if he has a female in his life. They can be very abusive. If he's verbally abusive, like we witnessed in his videos, he can be physically abusive, mentally abusive, emotionally abusive, psychologically abusive. So even though he was abused, the abuser becomes the abuser. The abused becomes the abuser. And it's a repetitious cycle, and it has to stop. I mean, at this point in time, he should know that he needs help, right? So either a person can change their life and get help, or they can continue this repetitious behavior and continue to abuse others and be a detriment to society. So right now, you're looking like there's like a devil sitting on someone's shoulder, antagonizing them. And either they can listen to that devil or they can take the high road and try to better their life, change their mentality, because there's no need, no reason to throw someone's life away, especially if they feel that they are here for a higher and greater good, is what I would say. So let's hear more what he has to say, because I'm wondering, did he even think about his children when all of this was taking place? Apparently not. Maybe he should have called his children or done something to that effect.
I put the dude standing next to me in a bad state. In the process, I got hit. With him telling me, come on, let's go. I got hit. He went to the hospital with me and never left my side.
I started at Purdue Global.
All right. So as you can see, his friend was with him at the hospital, as we already had examined, sleeping in the hospital by his side. We saw all of the food they were ordering. They were eating pretty well in the hospital, and his friend was trying to get some rest. So that's a real friend for you.
Isn't that what real niggas supposed to do? He went to the hospital with me and never left my side. Isn't what we're like? How y'all dudes get on the internet and question him about whether he got busy or not? He didn't go there to get busy. He went there to go get his brother and bring me back home. I didn't go there to get busy. I gave them dudes out there one assignment to take me out of my misery, and they couldn't even do that. Y'all sitting up there laughing like they did something. I looked them dudes in the face when they seen Mr. Checkmate and they seen me. The first thing they did was hesitate.
All right. So now he's being a little braggadocious. Okay. You want to be real careful with that. It's probably best to be humble considering what just happened. Yes, he's still here because it was in the higher plan for him to be here. But when it's your time, there's nothing anybody can do to keep you here. And if it's your time to be here, there's nothing anybody can do to get you out of here, because it's up to a higher power. So let's make that very clear. But there's no reason why any of us should speed that time up if we feel that we have a greater calling here on our lives, right? So I really wonder if he's going to get psychological help at this time, mental help, some type of counseling, some type of situation needs to be put in place for if he has another one of these episodes, that he doesn't go on another one of these tangents. That's the issue that needs to be addressed, because there's some deep issues going on here. And that is something that I was going to actually do a video about before he went live. But since he went live, I wanted to address his video because he has been living a life of trauma, and not just 1 year, 2 years. This seems to have taken place from early childhood, you all.
They stopped. Like, see, y'all gotta understand something. King Vaughn ain't here. FBG Duck ain't here. Nipsey Hussle ain't here. Young Dolph ain't here. Mo 3 ain't here. Those were killers. Hassan Campbell, I'm still alive. I'm here for a reason. For a reason. I thank God that those shooters wasn't killers. I mean, after they shot, they started throwing the gun back and forth to each other and then ran off. 2 shooters, 1 gun. That sent little boys to do a grown man's job. I'm going live tonight, maybe 7:30, 8, 9. Depends on how I feel. Stay tuned. But just to set the record straight. And let me say this, right? Matter of fact, I got a lot to say in my life. I got a whole lot to say. Right? I got a whole lot to say. For all of y'all cats talking about I'm clout chasing. This is my life. This is my story. This is my pain. This is what I've been going through the whole 7 years I've been on social media. So I can't live my life and grieve in my life and go through what I went through in my life without me clout chasing. So I'm clout chasing. Y'all help me to understand that how all these platforms all over social media is getting paid off for my name right now in heavy rotation. So what y'all mentioning my name?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a bandage on that right shoulder. I can't tell because he has a sleeve over it, and Hassan Campbell has like thick arms, but I'm just trying to see. I don't know. I don't know if he has bandages under that shirt or not. I can't really tell. But I'll tell you one thing. He looks like he's doing well, everyone. And he looked like he's going to come back on camera, depending on how he feels. He said he has a lot to say. And maybe this is his form of therapy, is to come on camera and release his thoughts into the public and the universe and the world. Some things he says has some valid points. But then he does some contradictory things when it comes to his actions. So see, that's a form of mental illness right there that needs to be addressed.
Clout chasing, but I'm clout chasing myself. Please help me to understand that. See, I can understand if I was going at Jim Jones and one of the rappers, y'all saying me clout chasing, but me actually living my life and y'all actually watching me get shot live on TV, going outside in the midst of a project, one of the most dangerous projects there's it is.
Now, I beg to differ. We did not witness him getting shot. The speculation was that he was shot. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show where the shots were fired near Bronx River around the same time, the same date as when he got shot. But we all heard in that video, we heard it sounded like 4 gunshots to me. We heard boom, 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 boom. And I rewinded it a multitude of times so that we could all hear it together. So I don't know if that was another shooting nearby that was reported on the Citizens app or if this was the actual shot for Hassan Campbell. I'm not sure because we don't know the specifics of what took place. But like he said, he's going to be coming back on live. I don't know if the police told him not to speak out about this. I don't know if they told him it's an ongoing investigation. This could be tampering with the investigation. So maybe he's not supposed to say too much. I don't really know. But let's continue.
There is. And calling niggas out and they couldn't get the job done. So now I'm clout chasing. Nah, I was just that real. I was just that hurt. I was just in that much pain. And instead of y'all saying, yo, we got you, brother. We understand what you're saying. We're going to turn the stove up on the Zulu Nation. In Africa, Bambaataa. Nah, y'all just laughed at my pain some more. None of y'all not even mentioning Africa Bambaataa. Like, yo, this is, you know what I mean? This man put this man through so much. The Zulu Nation put this man through so much. And then y'all don't even realize, like, yo, what do you think my mind state is now? Being that I was in Bronx River. And there's still veterans that live in Bronx River, old school gangsters that still live in Bronx River, and neighbors and family that still live in Bronx River. None of them came outside and said, yo, we're going to get his brother a warm hug.
He told those people, come outside where the shooters is at. Come outside. That's the energy he was giving. But now he says he just needed a warm hug. You see? So the antics are not necessary. When people need help, when they need mental help, emotional help, self-medicating with alcohol is only going to further aggravate them and cause them to act erratic and aggressive, as we have seen. So he's going to have to take some responsibility into his own hands at this point about how he responds to whatever it is that goes on inside of his head and the reality of what he has faced. But outside of that, I do agree that as adults on the internet, there is a responsibility that should be shared amongst the community, not to poke fun at people that have had mishaps in life, because anything at any time can happen to anyone. As I was talking about this in my other video that I haven't released yet, but I saw a car accident on the way here and the entire front end was torn off of one of those vehicles. Do you think they anticipated that they would have an accident the day before Thanksgiving on this weekend that's coming up, and their entire front end would be taken off the car. Who knows if they got hurt or not? No. But what if people rode past and started pointing and laughing and, making a mockery of it? Because that could be anybody else in that situation. We don't know when the next accident could come to someone. We don't know when someone could be victimized, antagonized, or a family member for that matter could be abused. So, are there some things that are questionable with this entire scenario? Yes, there are. But, we have to handle it in a mature fashion. And the person that is involved in these matters also needs to handle it in a mature fashion. Let's continue, y'all.
Watch me break down. Seen a brother needing a hug, and they didn't exchange that. There was no love for Hassan Campbell out there, even amongst the people that grew up with me that's still there. And even after, some of them might have missed that live. They might not even seen it. A lot of them people over there, they didn't even call to say, yo, I'm sorry. We appreciate you. We understand. Nope. They gave me that Cashapp, is he dead kick. I'm still alive. Stay tuned for my live because I got a whole lot to say, man. This ain't over to the fat lady saying. It is what it is. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. And pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. And for my Patreon, see, it wasn't Mr. Checkmate that was doing backstabbing, grimy. It was another person that actually leaked out the information of what hospital I was and what hospital I transferred from. Oh, yeah, he from Bronx River, playing two sides of the fence. I'll let you know who he is and show you who he is on my own Patreon. YouTube ain't getting everything. I'm out. Patreon.com, Hassan Campbell.
All right. So there you have it. You heard what the man said. Okay. Patreon is going to get the full story of who was releasing um, his location when he was in the hospital. And, he has every right to do so. So, shouts out to him for pulling through and maintaining and making it through. He's saying that he really was shot, that this was not made up. A lot of people said that he was clout chasing, but he's saying it was real. So I don't know how many people are a part of his Patreon, has signed up to the Patreon, who wants to be a part of that to get the full information. But Hassan Campbell has reported to you live out of the hospital. He is doing well. He looks like he's recovering, and he will be going live. He said later on this evening if he's up to it. So I would gather to say that he will be back live streaming on YouTube real soon, you all. He's not going anywhere. And he said he's still alive and they didn't take him out. Okay. So with all that, it just reminds me of like the whole Tupac thing. They shot me 5 times, but they still couldn't get me. You know what I mean? People keep bragging about this type of stuff, but you got to be real careful about the energy that you bring when you say these type of things, because you can actually will things into fruition. So we got to be careful about that. This is supposed to be Thanksgiving holiday. You know how I feel about that. Let's just give thanks that we're all still here, able to breathe, see, and we're safe and we're protected and well. This is not a time that we want to play around, that we want to act like we are just invincible, because none of us are. At the age of 47, I'm pretty sure that's the age where he could be a grandfather if he's not already. Most people want to live to see their grandchildren. Most people want to live to see their children grow up and just, have a peaceful life, especially if you've come through such hard times and you've made it out. Just enjoy your family, enjoy your life. If you get to sit at home and make videos and make all this money, that goes to show you that some people still aren't completely happy because they're dealing with a lot. So that's why I said, even with that whole Puff Daddy, that whole Cassie situation, a lot of people were looking at that. And, looking from the outside inward, it looks like she had the perfect life, but you can't go by that because you don't know what people are going through behind the scenes, y'all. So basically, I just wanted to come on and say, Hassan Campbell went live. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you. I'm not going to drag this video on too long. We've been on here for 30 minutes now. I'm actually going to be signing out, but I'll be coming back on later because I am going to delve deeper into the psyche of Hassan Campbell with some of his antics that have played out leading up to this moment. All right. And thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Like, share, and subscribe. Cashapp is BGABClothing. Everybody continue to walk in your divinity and stay winning. Signing out, you all.